What up, fam? Spirit fam. There's the 101. I'm going to talk about my recent manic episode real quick and my learning from it. So, you know how I put 5 here? That's cycle 5. And I think at cycle 1, like I'm basically looking for a way to manage my manic episodes eventually without medication. And I kind of had this data before, but not really. I thought running would take care of it. Like if I'm having a manic episode, just run further. But I think, like I said in a different video, that kind of made it worse. So I still want to run further sometimes, but what I think I have to do is when I feel like I want to run more, I think that might actually be an indicator of stress somewhere in my life. So, I mean, this recent one, I think happened in correlation with George Floyd's murder, you know? So, and I didn't even look at that, like seeing that image. I didn't even think about it like stress, but it was tremendous stress. It was tremendously traumatic because just seeing it is traumatic, but it shouldn't be like, it should be. Magda showed me some certain videos and I just watch them like, yep. And she's like, that doesn't make you want to cry. I want to cry. That doesn't make you, and I'm just like, nope. But that's wrong. Like, I should see a man getting killed, choked out over the course of 8 minutes and 46 seconds. And I should feel something from that. Like, I should feel anger, or I should feel sadness, or there should be a response. But when I first saw it, I was just like, yep. But I guess, in my subconscious, and as I saw the world respond to it more and more, it triggered past trauma in me. And just the initial, dude, we're just living in traumatic times, man. This COVID stuff, people are getting evicted right now in the U.S. People don't have jobs. People can't make ends meet. It's just traumatic times. And I think I was responding to all of that. And so I had that stress. And I think high stress, it must trigger something in me, probably like some old animalistic, old tribal thing. Like, okay, we're under high stress. That means it's war. That means another tribe is trying to take our resources. That means, so then I don't know exactly how the chemicals or the biological processes work, but then it's like, hey, Casey, I need you need to be up and on constantly right now. We are at war, like it's life and death, so like I think something like primal like that is getting triggered when I'm feeling a lot of stress. But then I didn't identify that as stress, and I didn't identify me wanting to run more as a response to stress. And then I think running more feeds into the mania. Like, I don't think bipolar mania is a mental illness. Like, I think it's just left over from tribal times, which wasn't that long ago, biologically speaking. So a part of me is disappointed that I didn't realize, when I'm in the middle of it, it's hard to realize anything. So I'm not really disappointed. I am happy that I got this new data that if I want to run more, or if I have that high energy, the first thing to look out for is stress. What is causing me stress? Because my body is responding to stress that my mind maybe hasn't registered. Maybe my mind isn't registering it because I have these filters, like watching George Floyd get killed. Like I had no reaction to that, and I just saw it and I was like, but probably areas in my mind and then body responded. So I'm glad I learned that though. Like I said, this is cycle 5. Every cycle I'm learning like a new thing. Like I used to track my emotions and everything, but I found it more useful to track me doing the things that helped manage my mania. And that's something else too. I fell off of all my routines, and I was only running every day, and I thought running every day would help keep me grounded, but it didn't. I think what would have helped keep me grounded more was like the meditation, the journaling. So yeah, so it was learning. It was a big learning experience. And if you have bipolar or some mental illness, I'm not saying you need to do it my 108 days style, but you should like kind of find a way to kind of do tests over in a cyclical manner and slowly figure out, what the triggers are, because Western medicine is not doing it for you. Maybe if you have a really good therapist, but therapists are expensive, and you probably can't afford a really good one that would help walk you through your trauma and everything. So, you really have to become your own healer. You have to look at yourself as a spiritual healer. If you are going through things, or if you're responding to things, and I say this in all seriousness because they being the doctors from the Western tradition, treat this like it's primarily a biological failure, like that your biology is failing you, so they counter it with drugs, to do stuff in your brain, when really there's a lot more to it. So, but they don't get into that. It's just a lack of resources and expertise. So you have to become your own personal expert. Like that's just what it is, Hopefully, I look forward to one day being in a position where I could provide some of my expertise of figuring out how to manage myself better. And I think it's a big deal that I didn't go to the hospital this time. This time I stayed out of the hospital. I think that's a big deal to me. I know a lot of people would have rather I went in the hospital because, I raged and I did some, there were some periods of rage, but I'm glad I didn't go, and I'm glad I got to get all the learning that I got, and I'll be able to go through my journal and kind of like pick out the data. I'm kind of rambling now, but yeah. Anyway, you have to become your own spiritual healer. Not that you're going to do it all by yourself. You still have to work with Western medicine. You still have to work with whatever the professionals close to you are doing. But you also have to look at yourself as a healer, because nobody knows you better than you know you, All right, guys. Love you. Peace out.